guys, welcome to the Veggie Rose channel. I'm Rose. If this is your first time stopping by, don't forget to click on that subscribe button and the little notification bell so that you will be notified every time a new video goes up, which is every Monday and Wednesday. And every Monday and Wednesday, I put up another delicious vegan dish of some sort. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make something that I grew up on, and I know a lot of Latinos out there grew up on this too. And it is chuletas. Chuletas, what did she call us? Chuletas are pork chops. But obviously I'm making the vegan version. I'm making vegan chuletas. And I'm not calling them pork chops because I'm making them Puerto Rican style. So these are Puerto Rican style pork chops. They're going to be so incredibly delicious. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you've seen when I was like recipe testing them, you saw my nephew who was like super duper picky and is a meat eater, tried it out and he loved it. He asked for seconds. They were super yummy. Also, I have a video for another recipe coming on Wednesday, and if it's up by now, I will link it up here. So this other recipe is going to go perfect with these vegan chuletas. Let's get veggie. Alright, so we're going to get straight into this recipe because this is one of those recipes that take a little time, but it's so worth it. So first thing we're going to be adding is I actually have 1/4 of a cup of refried beans. I'm only using refried beans because I ran out of white beans, which is what I would normally use in seitan recipes. But yeah, so refried beans because they already came mashed. And I ran out of white beans, and you guys know, if you've been here for a while, that I just like to make things with whatever I have laying around. But you could also, if you didn't want to do beans, you could do tofu or vice versa. Just 1/4 of a cup of it, nice and blended. And I'm adding in 1/4 of a cup of vegetable stock. The full recipe will be linked down below as usual. And we're just going to mix this up, whisk it up. Alright, and we're going to be adding our spices. I have some adobo powder, some sazon, some garlic powder, onion powder, and pepper. And if you're wondering where's the salt, this recipe doesn't need salt because we're going to be using adobo instead. So, just mix this bad boy up. Look how beautiful it looks. It already smells amazing. And then, the next thing we're going to do is, I want to eat it just like this, but yum. Okay. And next we're going to be adding in our Vital Wheat gluten. We have 1/2 cup of Vital Wheat gluten. And we're going to mix this guy up. And this is the type of recipe you have to get your hands into. So if you've seen my steak recipe, which I'll also link right here, if you have seen that recipe, it's very similar. The technique is pretty much exactly the same. The only thing that really changes is the flavor and the marinade and the portions, because this is actually going to give you 2 pork chops, vegan pork chops. And if you would prefer make a double batch, I would highly suggest you do so, because honestly, I could see one person eating both of these just fine without a problem. But I like to make, you know, smaller portion stuff, bigger portion stuff, because sometimes I'm told by you guys that, you know, there's people who are single, don't have family, or just don't feel like cooking like big batches of stuff. So that's why I like to do things like smaller batches also. And I'm also going to be adding in, so you have 1/2 cup and then about 2 tablespoons extra of the Vital Wheat gluten. And then we're just going to go ahead and knead it. And we're going to be kneading this for 4 minutes. I usually like to knead my seitan dough for 4 minutes. And then I'll show you what to do next. I think I said 2 tablespoons additional of gluten, Vital Wheat gluten. It's actually 2 teaspoons. Like I said, the full recipe will be linked down below. I finished kneading it, and now I'm just going to split this into 2. And with my vegan steak, I was like rolling it out and all this extra stuff. We're not doing that with this. This dough or seitan is perfectly moldable with your hand. You can roll it out if you like. You don't have to. I'm just doing it with my hand. And you basically just want to get it nice and stretched out. If you want to give it like that little pork chop look or shape kind of thing, you can. You don't have to. So here we have our little chuleta on there, and we're gonna steam it. And another thing I'm always asked in the steak recipe is how do you steam it? Because I don't think I showed you guys how to steam it, because I figured people knew how to steam stuff, but I guess it makes sense. You wouldn't have to steam stuff on like a regular basis every day. But okay, so I'm gonna show you guys. I have a steamer, or not a steamer. I use my pressure cooker to steam stuff. But right here, I'm showing you guys how to do it the hack way. So basically, I have this steam rack that I bought at the Asian market, and the Asian market, they have them in a lot of different places, but the Asian markets are usually the #1 place for you to find yourself a nice little steam rack, and especially if it's a nice small size, like a short size, that you can use on a pot like this. And so basically all I did was put a little bit of water in there, about an inch, not even probably, and then put the steam rack on there, and then I'm just gonna place my pork chop, vegan pork chop, on top of my little rack here. I'm just stretching this guy out a little bit more. Okay, and then I usually wouldn't show you guys my little dingy pan here, but I'm just gonna put this guy on top, just like that, and then let it steam. And we're gonna leave the water pretty low, so keep the water at like a low medium, just so it can steam, because you don't want the water splashing, bubbling up so high that it actually touches your seitan, because if it touches the seitan, it'll become spongy. You don't want the seitan to touch the water, which is why I always prefer to steam instead of boil. And we're gonna go ahead and let this steam for 1 hour, and then I'll show you guys what to do next. Alright guys, so our steak has finished steaming, so I took it out of the steamer situation, and here we actually have some sazon, we have some adobo, some garlic powder and onion powder already in my bowl here. Again, the recipe will be linked down below. I have a tablespoon of vinegar that I just added in there. I love when the chuletas taste like a little vinegary. And then I'm also adding a tablespoon of sofrito, and you can make your own, but I recently, out of laziness, have been buying the store-bought stuff. It was brought to my attention that last time I said you can get it at the Goya aisle. That one is actually not vegan. You want to go to the Goya section, or, no, I'm not sponsored, or the Hispanic section in the like freezer area, and then you should be able to find like a little tub that says either recado or sofrito, and you can use that. Make sure you check the instructions in the back, but the ones that I have been getting are vegan, so luckily. And next, what I'm gonna do is just add, you see the beautiful color? So we're just gonna put our marinade all over our chuletas here, and then we're gonna cover this up and let this marinate for about half an hour or so, and then we're gonna cook it up. Since you're using sazon, the sazon will paint your hands orange, so to avoid that, I just kind of like do it with my spoon. So we finished steaming these, and I just placed these in a bit of oil, just to sort of like fry these a little. I'm actually going to be frying these at a low heat for about 4 minutes, or until it becomes slightly golden on the other side, and then we're going to flip it and do the same. Alright guys, so it's time for the taste test cam, and here we have Jaden, who's been asking, Chuleta, when is the chuleta going to be done? I'm like, chill boy, it's marinating, right? Yep. Alright, so go ahead, give it a taste. Probably hot.
Oh my god, let's go. It actually tastes like real chuleta.
Real pork chop. So what do you think?
I have a couple things to say.
Okay.
It is perfect. It is perfectly seasoned, flavored, really good flavor. The textures are the same as real meat. Taste is the same as real meat. Feels the way that is like real meat. Similar to texture, but you know.
Yeah. Everybody always asks me, how come you don't taste the vegan meats you make? And the truth is, I love the flavor, but
It's too meaty.
It's too much like meat. But this is like bomb.com. Bomb.com. You guys, this with some arroz con habichuela, some rice and beans. Woo! Woo! You gotta try it out. Let me know what you guys think.
I am amazing at this stuff. Now give me this. This is my dinner right here.
So that's it, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to tag me on Instagram using the hashtag #TeamVeggieRolls if you make this recipe or any of my other recipes on my channel. I would love to see what you made, and I would love to know what you think about it. And I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye. Love you.